Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope you're all staying well. I've got an unboxing to do, and this unboxing is a box from MotionRC in conjunction with Freewing. This arrived 5 minutes ago on the 30th of September 2020. So let's see what's inside. We have an F8E Crusader. It's a 64mm EDF. The wingspan is actually 545mm. The length is 825mm. Let's see if we can capture those specs. 64mm fan, as we said, it's a 5-blade ducted fan. It's got an outrunner motor, which is 4500 kV, 30 amp ESC, 9-gram servos. They're not metal, they're plastic. It's only got 2 of them. It says here it can take a 3-cell from 1000 milliamp up to 2200 milliamp. That's exactly what I plan to use in it, a 2200. And one of the reasons I got this one, because it is actually marketed as a beginner's EDF jet. And it really intrigued me how something like this could be a beginner's EDF jet. I'm not going to get the wheels, the undercarriage. The reason for that is you have to pay extra. It's only about $11 plus shipping. But they're quite small, quite low to the ground. I fly from a grass field. It's a good hand launcher. It should hand launch fine. So let's take the lid off and have a peek inside. Well, it looks well packed, it looks pretty smart. We'll lay this out and then look at each of the items. Okay, here we are with all the parts. You can see there's not many of them. So we've got our main fuselage here. We've got the wings, horizontal stabilizers and vertical stabilizers. The horizontal stabilizers have elevators. The wing has ailerons. The vertical stabilizer is just that, it does not have a rudder. These push rods here, there's 2 of them, they are actually used to connect the ailerons to the elevators. So the elevators are slaves to the ailerons. Therefore, this only has 2 servos, 1 for each aileron, and the connecting rod from the aileron through to the tail where it connects to the elevator. So they actually operate a bit like a flying wing with elevons. Before we take a closer look, here's the manual. Actually printed in the box. English pages 1 to 7, Chinese 8 to 14. And it's the F8E Crusader 64mm micro EDF jet. The only other free wing I've had is the Pandora. So it tells you what the parts are, gives you the measurements. Lots of gluing on this one. You have to glue the horizontal and vertical stabilizers in, you have to glue the wing in. So once it's glued, it's one piece. Tells you about your battery, where you can locate it, centre of gravity. 125mm, wow! From the leading edge, 4 15/16 of an inch. I don't know why they didn't make it 5 inches, for God's sake. What's 1/16? Anyway, there it is. Here it explains the surface movements. When you move your stick left, stick right, up and down. This is quite interesting. I haven't seen this laid out quite this way. It's got the ailerons of the elevators. It's got H, which is movement up, H2, which is movement down. And then it specifies low rates, high rates for the ailerons and the elevators. Although the fact that one is a slave to the other, I don't know how you're going to be able to adjust them. Bit of information about the motor itself and the EDF unit. This shows you how to install the EDF unit, but it's already installed for me. Gluing some other bits together. You can get an optional undercarriage for this, as I've said, but I'm not going to be getting it. If you do get the optional undercarriage, the nose wheel is steerable through a servo, but I won't be doing that. And the rest is the same, but in Chinese. So here's your stabiliser, vertical stabiliser. Lots of panel lines, good decals, nice painting. The rudder is in fact hinged. So if you were to cut it here and here, you could potentially mount a servo somewhere to drive that. It's very well made though, very well made, very dense foam. Look how tiny this horizontal stabiliser is with the elevator. Hinged, foam hinges. We'll be putting foam tack glue to give them some strength. Horns already connected, but they're not screwed. It looks as though they're glued and pushed, so I will be re-gluing this with some epoxy. And this little device here, this little bit of moulding, you have to CA those rods over there onto this and then connect the horns. The other one, exactly the same. They're well moulded, nice and smooth. In fact, to be honest, if you didn't know they were foam, you wouldn't know what it was. The black is painted on these, it's not a decal. And yeah, they're pretty free, to be honest. But again, I'm not sure about these horns. And these are the push rods that you use to connect your aileron to your elevator. And this is the piece that you glue into this ridge. So this is glued like that. And then your rod can move. So this basically runs along the outside of the fuselage. Here's the wing. Servo's already installed. I would always check them for glue, make sure they're well in there. Same as the horns, and these are hinged with foam as well, quite small. It's got good decals, nice paint, love the silver on the front, and panel lines, that's quite neat. But it does get glued. There's a little goodie bag. And you've got these, I think they're plastic of some sort, fins for under the fuselage. Comes with some glue, but I'll be using my own. You've got 2 aileron push rods, which are from the servos to the ailerons. And an extra, couple of extra spare clevises with fuel tubing on, and that's it, that's all that's in that bag. Then we come to the main body. Look at that. Shame there's no pilot in there, but it's very well laid out. The panel lines are wonderful. It's got the guns Got two on each side. 2 guns here, 2 guns here. So this is the last of the gunfighters. It did take missiles as well. I don't know if you can see it in there. There's an EDF unit tucked away in there. So these are cheat holes, massive cheat holes on the side. This is where those fins get glued on the underside. This is the air intakes for the EDF unit, which is quite a way back here. Speed controller is there. The fin goes on top of here, or the vertical stabilizer. And basically the wings get glued onto this saddle. There's no screws or connections. It's got a latch here, which is very nice to use, and a wooden plate so you don't damage the foam. Loads of space in there, loads of space. It's got a ply board which goes right the way back to here. XT60, which is very nice. It's got a ply board here on the nose where the steering goes, but I'm not having that. I think these are connectors for the undercarriage, which I'm not having either. I mean, if I wanted them, it would be hard because I can't find any. So there's plenty of room in there for a receiver and your battery. I'm going to be taping this underside with reinforced fibre tape, just to give it a chance as it's sliding along on the grass. And that's all there is to it. Yeah, looking forward to giving it a go. So thanks for watching, stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you on another video. Cheers.